I love how I love how folks I love how folks before they go live, when they think they're going live, I love how they take their time and get their hair right, make sure everything is set up the way it's supposed to be set up. It never ceases to amaze me, man. You know that?
Absolutely, man. You got to get ready.
Well, let me do a mic check. We're going to do that in a second. Let me do two things, man. As we're getting queued up, some folks are going to be behind the scenes, which I love it when they're behind the scenes with us hanging out. I'm going to first go over and make sure that we're even broadcasting. It looks like we're going to be getting started. But if you ever done a broadcast and found out that when you did it, you weren't live, like you forgot to hit the record button or something of that nature?
Absolutely.
I've had some situations like that where it was really bad. I do see we got like a Shelly Shelton who's joining on. Tracy Randolph. Hey, Tracy, thanks for joining on. As those folks are coming on, by the way, do us a favor, because this is one of those conversations you don't want to miss. Look below the video, and let you know that we can hear us, by the way. Milton, can you do a mic check?
We got a mic check, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
That sounds like a professional. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Check 1, check 2. You know, I have some folks that just can't wait to do the mic check, man. I was talking to someone that said, Shay, I was getting my mic sounds right. Check 1.
Check 1. We're now telling our ages now, man.
Hey. As I tell my sons, I made it. The blessing of life is that I made it, and hopefully they will too. You got that pink background, man. That thing looks so freaking cool. You've got to share, like, the secret. Well, first, let's just make sure they can hear us. Kevin Pack, my good frat brother out of Atlanta, man. This is a gentleman who's always in Atlanta, none other than Milton Lawrence Jr. Y'all going to get a chance to meet him this evening. C.F. Jackson, what's going on? Let me know you can hear us. Dr. Kenneth Thigpen, can you hear us? If you can hear us, Sharon Combs. If you can hear us, Brandy Hunt. If you can hear us, Dina Brooks. Look right below the video and say, Shay, we hear you. Milton, can you say something so they can check your mic, my man?
Absolutely. Milton Lawrence here. You guys let us know that you can hear us, because this interview, which I'm very excited about, will be like nothing that you've ever heard before, to be honest with you. And we're going to be talking about disruption. We're going to be talking about content creation, and I'm excited to be here with Shay Brown.
Or seen, Milton, they've never seen a pink background on a Happy Entrepreneur show. We've had some cool things. We had some folks try to be cool, but never, ever a pink background. George Williams, you're in for a treat. What's up, Kim Warren Martin? It was great hanging out with you in Atlanta. I know you're down in Little Rock, Arkansas. It is always a pleasure. I'm getting a signal, Dr. Linda Barnes, that you can hear me. I'm getting a signal you can hear me, J.S. Singh. So with that being said, let me get everything queued up, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey, I like that shirt you got. Don't make excuses, make money. Hold that thought. Don't make excuses, make money. Isn't that shirt hot? Oh, my gosh. I got to get me a shirt like that, man. I try to get T-shirts, but that one I got to have. All right, let's get started. 5. They give me the cue. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get going.
Please go ahead and give a big standing ovation for the one and the only Shay Brown.
Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up and it knows it must outrun the fastest lion or be killed and eaten. Also, every morning in Africa, a lion wakes up and knows it must outrun the slowest gazelle or it will starve to death. You've heard it before. It doesn't matter whether you're a lion or a gazelle. When the sun comes up, you better be what? You better be running. That's right. You better be running. Life is about meaning, and meaning is about service. Isn't that the reason why we're all here? Isn't that what we're all searching for? 2013, the Peak Performance Institute was created. 5,000 clients who we've helped turn their idea into a reality, their reality into a business, their business into a movement, impacting 5.7 million lives around the world. Imagine that! My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Network, the world's largest organization for the well-being of an entrepreneur. And as we always say, our mission at the Happy Entrepreneur Network, our mission is to inspire, empower, and provide resources for the entrepreneur to live a balanced life and execute their vision for the people they were called to serve. And our mantra, I love our belief. Everyone should have a belief statement. Our belief is the results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. With that being said, let's get started. Mic check, mic check. Let's get started. Welcome everybody to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country because of you, the entrepreneur, because of you, the small business owner, because of you, the speaker, the author, the coach, or the person that tonight or this morning or this afternoon, wherever you are in the world, you're going to learn about visual branding. You're going to learn about how to take your brand message and put that in a way that someone could understand it. They can see it visually, they can watch it visually, and more importantly, they can hear you. I am so excited because we have the man, the myth, the one and only, not a Milton Lawrence Jr., but the Milton Lawrence Jr. What's up, my man, Milton Lawrence Jr.?
Shay Brown, it is an absolute honor and privilege to be here on the show, sharing just sharing, what has taken me 10 years to learn how to do. And I'm excited to be on the show, man.
Well, we're excited to have you here. We got Clinton McCoy. He's in the house. What's up, Clinton McCoy? Just met him down in Atlanta, by the way, a visual guy himself. Thanks for joining. We got Brandy Hunt. We got Lance Jones. We got Cheryl Ragland. What's up? What's up? We got Lance Jones in the house. We got Dee Bowden that's in the house. Kenneth Thigpen says, yes, yes, yes. She's loving that pink background. I'm going to get the secret. I'm going to get the secret. If you want to know the secret of the pink background, Jeanette Collar, if you want to know the secret, look right below the video. Look right below the video and put @Martin Lawrence. Give us the secret to the pink background. Just look right below the video. Look right below the video and just write these words. Milton Lawrence. Just at Milton Lawrence. Give us the secret to the pink background. And I'm going to ask them, not now, but Milton Lawrence, will you give us the secret to the pink background?
I have no problems with sharing the secret to the pink background.
We got to know, man. I'm not saying I want a pink background, but I want a cool background. Like if you're watching right now, Kenneth Thigpen, if you're watching Brandy, if you're watching, what color would your background be? Like, in all seriousness, if you had an option to pick a color that goes with your background, like this is a wall, but if I could put a color back there, what color would it be? What's up, Darlene? Thanks for joining. What's up, Annette Smith? Thanks for joining. Shannon Mitchell, it is always a pleasure. Milton, where are you broadcasting in from right now? And where have you just finished traveling? As I'm looking below, B. Jacqueline Jetter says, mine would be a royal blue. Good color. Yes. Kevin Impeccable Peck has said crimson. Of course, he's a good Cap man, so crimson and cream. That's what I need, a good crimson background. Got one upstairs. Saccone Prince is joining. He's a motivational speaker, by the way. He normally gives us a motivational Monday. You got to check him out. He's like the man, by the way. Brandy Hunt said, will you give us the secret to the pink background? Her color would be red, by the way. You know what? It is always a pleasure, man. But where are you coming in from? But we want to know that secret. We're not going to let you off the hook. We want the secret to the pink background. Everyone look right below the video and put hashtag the pink background.
The pink background.
I've never had anyone have the pink background. It's just so cool.
Yeah, so I'm actually coming live to you guys from Baltimore, Maryland. Just got in from San Diego, California.
Baltimore.
Yeah,
I went to Morgan State, by the way, so shout out to Baltimore.
Yeah, shout out to the HBCUs for sure. And there's a little bit of a lag on the other screen, so I was looking at the wrong screen. But in any case,
because you're looking at you're looking at your Facebook, and that's always a few seconds behind us live. So you got to look at the screen.
I came off of that so I can talk to you directly. So as I was mentioning, just got in from San Diego, California. Been out there been on the West Coast basically. So we spent about a week in Las Vegas creating content, and then we flew up to to San Diego to create some content and relax for a day or two, because I really believe that, Shay, that I think there needs to be a balance. So have fun. I mean, work hard, but also have a little bit of fun too. And I decided to come on back home to Baltimore. And so my time is primarily spent between Baltimore and Atlanta, where where a lot of our clients are. And that's essentially it, man.
Well, first of all, I appreciate you flying back from Las Vegas, getting here this evening, getting into the studio, getting online, and being able to talk and hang out with us here at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We appreciate that, man. I know that took some dedication. That took some patience. The only other person I know that flies and does crazy stuff like that is none other than Kevin Impeccable Peck, who's watching right now, by the way. So it's like totally amazing. Your shirt, by the way, we're going to get into some good content, by the way. Your shirt says, "Don't make excuses, make money." Now, we both didn't plan to have a T-shirt on tonight. It's just how we roll, right? Tell us a little bit about why you're wearing that shirt tonight and what it means to you. And as you do that, by the way, I want to recognize Kim Warren Martin. She put her background would be a deep blue base red. I never heard that color. Deep blue base red.
Base red. Okay.
Yeah, deep blue base red. Kim, you're going to have to give us a website to that. We can't even figure that color out. I mean, I went to HBCUs, as you see here, but I never heard of a pink colored, a blue base red background. Never heard of that. Lena is on here. What's up, Lena? Ty Miles is coming to us from Phoenix. What's up, Ty? We got to connect. I love what you're doing with the videos, by the way. I love what you're doing, by the way. Thank you so much. Dexter Scott, it is always a pleasure. Look, here's what I like to do. You're going to hold that thought about don't make excuses, make money. Because I want you to talk about that. What's up, Ebony? Talk about that right now. What's the thought process behind that shirt, and why are you wearing that?
So the shirt resonated with me. For those of you guys who don't know me and my background, I'm actually a part of Lamar Tyler's TSP, Traffic Sales and Profit Mastermind. And when I saw the shirt, I recently went to one of his conferences in June, and the shirt was on display. And what it reminded me of, I spent 8 years in the Marine Corps, right? And many times, you're giving a task to be able to complete. And, being in the military is very similar to being an entrepreneur. A lot of times you don't have all the resources. Sometimes you don't have, everything that you need to be able to get things done. And you just have to make it happen. And no excuse is going to be the one that's going to be suitable. That's going to be the suitable for a win. In order for you to make it happen, you can't make any excuses. You just have to go make it happen. And it applies. It relates over to business equally. And if you want to make money, if you want to create a legacy, whatever it is your desired objective is, you can't make excuses. You can make one or the other. You can make excuses or you can make money. You can't make them both.
Wow, I love it. I love your thought process behind that. I love what you're saying, by the way. Carla says, I love red and blue based. Okay, she loves that. I don't know. Donna's in the house. You got Donna showing up. You have the all-stars, by the way. Ebony Gibson's in the house. What's up, Ebony? Thanks for joining. You got Andrea Evans, Esquire, in the house. She said, what's up, what's up? She's saying, what's up? Letitia Campbell is in the house. Thanks so much for joining, by the way. Carla says her color would be a golden yellow.
For sure.
I always like to start off every episode, and I know we're going to get into visual branding. I know you're going to give us some examples. I know you're going to walk by how you can do it really on a shoestring budget. So if you're watching, watch with new eyes this evening. Listen with new ears, because Milton Lawrence Jr. is going to break it down. But when I start off, I always like to recognize our entrepreneurs, Glenda. I always like to recognize, Jeanette, those folks that are out there in the field every day. And one of the things that my mentor taught me many years ago, Milton, I don't know if you ever seen this part of the episode, but he talked to us about Champions Creed. And this is something C.F. Jackson, who's in Atlanta, by the way, does a lot of stuff on Roku, so she should pay very close attention. He taught us that the Champions Creed is you've got to keep going. And I used to say this every single morning, every single evening, in good times and in very challenging times. And I just want to share with the audience, and this is to encourage the entrepreneur that's watching right now. This is to keep the person that's doing very, very well, to keep them going. It's called Champions Creed, Milton. And here's how the Champions Creed goes. And I don't know if you can see that, but I want to read it. And as you're listening, I want you to pay attention as well. The Champions Creed says, I'm not judged by the number of times I fail. Oh, have I been there, Andrea? But by the number of times I succeed. Someone holler if you hear your boy. And the number of times I succeed is in direct proportion to the number of times I can fail and keep trying and keep trying and keep trying. Let me put the remix version on that. So here's what I'd like for you to do, Milton. Do you mind just reading that one time? Do you mind taking a moment and just reading that one time? I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. And as he's reading that, every one of you out there, I want you to encourage another entrepreneur. I want you to look right below the video, and I want you to write these words as you're reading it. Just put, you are a champion, hashtag keep going. Just look right below the video. He's going to read the Champions Creed, but you look right below the video. We are a happy entrepreneurs tribe. We support each other. We love on each other. And someone out there may just need to hear those words. Someone out there needs to keep on going. Someone out there has had a setback, as my good friend Willie Jolly has said, but they know it's just a setup for a comeback. So you just look right below the video. And put, you are a champion, hashtag keep trying. Milton, can you see the slide? Let me make sure you can see it, because if you can't see it, that'd be hard. All right, Can you go ahead and read the Champions Creed?
Here we go. So the Happy Entrepreneur, Champions Creed. I am not judged by the number of times I fail, but by the number of times I succeed. And the number of times I succeed is in direct proportion to the number of times I can fail and keep trying.
And keep trying. You gotta put the remix version. And keep trying. And keep trying. And keep trying. We're part of the Puff Daddy generation, man. And keep trying. Milton, when you hear those words, I want you to kind of share. They're going to see how wonderful you are, all right? They're going to be on your website. They're Googling you right now. They see all your credentials. And they're going to hear all the celebrities you work with. We're going to show your work. You're going to talk to us about how we can have video production, visual branding, and how we can make a difference. But do you mind taking a moment and maybe sharing, when you hear those words, you are a champion, hashtag keep going? Tell us about a time maybe you had a setback. Maybe there was a challenge. What lessons did you learn, and how did you turn it around? As you're doing that, I want to recognize Andrea Evans, who says, you are a champion, hashtag keep going. Cadet Thigpen says, you are a champion, hashtag keep going. Jeanette Collis says, you are a champion, hashtag keep going. Ty Miles, you bring out the all-stars, by the way, man. Ty Miles says, you are a champion, hashtag keep going. Kim Martin says, you know what, you are a champion, hashtag keep going. You got Tracy Randolph says, yeah, we can hear you. She must be back in the beginning. You got Dr. Sonia Striblin. I don't know if you met her, but Dr. Sonia Striblin is a bad mamma jamma, has a TV show. She's bad. She's watching. She's listening right now. Talk to us about the Champions Creed. What's up, Douglas, my man? You are a champion.
So here's what I feel like the Champions Creed means to me, and it reminds me of specifically being an entrepreneur and also taking care of my mother. I think there comes a point in time when you make the big commitment. And for me, I decided to create a docuseries. It has 24 episodes. It's called Will You Marry Me? You can Google it, right? When I decided to create that docuseries, at the same time, I was also taking care of my mother. And so my mother, literally, I had to I'm not sure if anybody that's out there who that's a caretaker. And so my mother was not doing well. And so she was, her health was declining. But it was a point in my life when I decided to make a pivot in my business where I was no longer really focusing on trying to create content for others, but I was really trying to create content for myself. And it was, that point of keeping going. My mother eventually ended up passing away. And I got to a point in my life where I decided I wanted to hang everything up. I didn't want to do it anymore. And so I realized that in that transition and me going through that process was that I was actually hurting more people. It was a selfish decision. And so I realized that, if I wanted to be able to create the legacy that I wanted for my children, for my 3 daughters, and for my family, that I had to keep going. There was no turning back, right? And so I got out of this selfish state and changed my mindset by getting around other entrepreneurs, just like like the Happy Entrepreneur network. I got around other entrepreneurs and like, Milton, what are you doing? You can't do that. And it was that pivotal moment of making that transition and just saying, you know what, I'm going to do it for her, not because of her, if that makes some sense.
No, I love it. And keep going. Thanks a lot for sharing. Thanks for being transparent. We appreciate that. I want to recognize folks that are out there. Sonia Striblin said, you are a champion, by the way. Samantha Williams has joined us. What's up, Samantha? Is it okay if we pause for a moment? Because you're going to talk about visual branding in a second. And Milton Lawrence Jr., they can see you and they can hear you, but you can't see them.
No.
And would you be okay with them sharing a little bit about their business and what they do below, so you can have an idea on some things that they're doing as entrepreneurs. I know some people don't like me to do that because it's like free advertising, but would you be okay with that?
I would love that. So that way, when we give examples, Shay,
Yeah.
we can give contextual examples for the types of business that are watching the show tonight.
I love it, man. This is great. So here's what I like for you to do. Everyone that's out there right now, you have an opportunity to spotlight your business. Now, here's how I like to do it. I don't want you to tell us how many celebrities you work with, okay? And I don't want to tell us about how many letters you have behind your name, okay? What I like for you to do is talk about how you solve a problem, how you make a difference in the world, the vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And here's how I would like for you to do that. You're going to look right below the video, follow the instruction. All my digital note takers, Linda Reese, Stephen Bell, all my note takers, you're going to look right below the video. You're going to write these words. I help people ... And you can put your website or your Facebook page, or I help businesses ... And you can put your website or your business page. So for example, if you're someone like Douglas out there, you might put I help people create financial wealth for their family. And then you put your website. If you're someone out there like Karen or Nicole Brown, you might put out there, I help businesses be found on social media so people know who they are. And then you put your website. So Shay, what's the instructions? Shay, what do I need to do? Because not only would Milton like to know what you do, but everyone who's watching, who's listening, these videos go viral, okay? I get it. But you got in business for one reason, because you have a vision for the people you were called to serve. And that's why you get up and do what you do. So you can have more meaning in the world, not just more money. So you can have more impact in the world, not just more income. And at the end of the day, so you can make $1 and a difference at the same time. So here's what you need to do. I'm going to give you instructions one more time, and you can follow them. Look right below the video, Dana. Look right below the video, Sonia. Look right below the video, Jacqueline. Look right below the video, Samantha, and write these words. I help people ... and put your website, or I help businesses ... Now, when you see someone write what they do, hit the heart button, hit the like button. And those are the people that you want to collaborate with. Those are the people you want to partner with. And why do we say do that? Because one of the things we say is when someone works hard, hire them. But when they work smart, you partner with them. So you might look right below the video, and there's some people out there that are trying to help other businesses and other people, and maybe that's who you're looking to partner with. Now, I don't know, Martin, if you can see right below the video. Do you see Carla? She said what she did. Can you read that, Carla?
I can. So she says, I help side hustlers transition full-time entrepreneurship. Thebossingly.com.
I love it. What about D. Bowden? Can you read a few of those while they're writing them in? And Milton, he's real time. Like he's watching right below. Now y'all are going fast and he can read, obviously, but he's going to read a few of them because we're going to shout your business out. We're going to recognize your business for the champion and the winner that you are. Go ahead and read a few of those down there.
So I see Brandy Hunt. I help people with training, consulting, and speaking in the arena of publishing, business seminar training, and consulting aspiring business owners. AuthorityBrandyHunt.com. Ty says, as a life and business strategist, I help spiritual women manifest their true self and live in their gifts so that it's moving pretty fast here so that they can add value to the world while getting paid while doing it. Okay. We'll read one more. I increase quality. Yolanda Durden says, I increase quality of life via passenger transportation to doctor's appointments and groups and workers to rural manufacturing companies. Okay. Amazing.
Now, as y'all are doing that, y'all keep putting what you do. We'll go back. He'll see those. Dr. Sonia Strickland said, I help women give their story a voice and bank account by building a 6-figure business for high-speaking business. Thanks a lot, by the way. Charvette, hey, your person Charvette's on here, by the way.
Yeah, Charvette Mitchell. Hey, Charvette.
You bring out the all-stars. Why don't you read hers? I know you can read hers. Can you see hers down there?
So Charvette Mitchell, I help female entrepreneurs and a few lucky men build online platforms with an amazing new website, MitchellProductions.com.
Love it, by the way. Glenda Lee, thanks for joining. I help business create a phenomenal consumer experience. Thanks for joining. Nicole Brown Hurston said, I help people soar with help, hope, and healing through conferences. Thanks for joining, by the way. Look, so many of you right now, what they're doing, and everyone's writing below, here's what I do. I help people ... or I help businesses ... And when you see that below, hit the heart button. When you see that below, hit the like button. Encourage them. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for sharing your gifts. Thank you for sharing your talents. Thank you for participating. See, one of the things we like, Martin, is that this is Milton, that this is not all about us just talking to people. This is about a tribe coming together, supporting each other, loving on each other, and being part of a community. And it takes a community to work together. Talk about, just for a moment, what's up, Marvin? Thanks for joining. Hey, Sakisha. Sakisha's a pharmacist down in Florida and has a company, Marriage Can Win. Oh, it's Marriage to Win. Amazing individual, by the way. We got Dr. Tashika Green on here. I don't know how you bring him out, by the way. What's up, Joy White? She does a lot with photography and a lot with videography as well. Take a moment, and we're seeing the type of businesses that are joining. Take a moment to talk about visual branding, number one.
Sure.
Why it's an important, number two, and what the biggest fear is. We're going to get into the details, but I just want to hear your view on the world. Now, for everyone that's putting what they do, we appreciate you. Dana, we appreciate you, by the way. Linda Reese up in Chicago, we appreciate you, by the way. Annette Smith, we appreciate you. We will go back through and we will look at every comment that is written right below. Thank you so much. You're a champion. You're a winner. And every one of you have got so much greatness inside you. I'm super excited. Before we get into that, Milton, hold that thought. You're going to talk about visual branding, right? It's coming up. But first, I want you to know, no matter what your fear is about visual branding, whether it's video, whether it's photography, whether it's colors, Lord knows I would wear blue and white every day if my wife didn't make me put something different on, by the way. I cannot put colors and stuff together to save my life. If that's you, what's up, Ebony Young in the house? Arthur, what's up, Arthur Woods? What's up, Angela Hamlin? Here's what I want you to know. I want you to imagine what it was like back for you on December 31st. And you were excited. It's going to be a new year. You were going to go to the gym. Remember that? You were going to go to the gym. You were going to eat the right foods. Remember that? We're going to have more vegetables, drink more water. You were going to spend more time with the ones you love the most. You were going to go after new clients. You were going to learn new technology. You were so excited. You couldn't wait for it to get here. And then January 1 got here. And then January 2. And then January 3. And wherever you are right now in the world, some folks days, some folks months have gone by. Here's what I want you to know. When Milton talks about visual branding and talk about things you can do to extend your brand message, your brand narrative to the people you were called to serve, I want you to know you get a fresh start today. Shay, why in the LL Cool J do I get a fresh start today? Can you please tell me why? I'll be happy to do that. Here's why. This is one of the core values of the Happy Entrepreneur Tribe. And here's one of the core values. Today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. No matter where you are in the world, no matter what's going on for you, that today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. I get a new opportunity to get my life together. Today is my January 1st. I can now get my health in order. Today is my January 1st. The results that show up in my bank account are just as important as the results that show up in my life. Today is my January 1st. I'm going to do visual branding. Today is my January 1st. I'm going to get that book done. Here's what I'd like for you to do. If you know that this is your year, if you know this is your month, if you know that this is your time, look right below the video, and Ebony Young's already started off and put today is my January 1st. Today is my January 1st. I can do things differently. My past does not equal my future. Today is my January 1st. God has given me a new opportunity to do what I need to do in my life. You look right below the video. You got Clark Garrison in the house. Anytime you get Clark Garrison in the house, he's a rock star out of Atlanta. I don't know if you met him yet, but he's watching right now. You put today is my what? January 1st. Today is my what? January 1st, Joy. Today is my what? January 1st. Why is that important for you? Because Milton's going to share some powerful knowledge right now that can turn your business around, that can turn your life around, and it might be uncomfortable for you, but it's within your grasp. Let me say that again. It might be uncomfortable for you, but it's within your grasp. Why, Joy White? Because today is my January 1st. Why, Dr. Nina? Because today is my January 1st. Why, Dr. Tanisha Green? Because today is my January 1st. Happy New Year! Whenever you show up for the Happy Entrepreneur Show, it's a brand new year. Milton, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, and you see someone like, Lillian Ann Smith, who writes today is my January 1st. Ardina Brooks, who puts today is my January 1st. Dana Marie Peck, who puts today is my January 1st. Dr. Nina Abdul Waki, who puts today is my January 1st. And when somebody writes that, you hit the heart button. You hit the like button. You encourage them because we're about to go in warp speed. Milton, I get so excited. Today is my January 1st. When you hear those words, what resonates with you? What do you hear?
It's really, for me, it's fairly simple. I get to choose to start over anytime that I want. Excuse me. I get to start over anytime that I want. I get to choose, right? I don't care what the world says. I don't care what, what my circumstances are. I get to choose at any point in time to start over. And today I choose for it to be my January the 1st.
That's right. So tomorrow morning when you wake up and your feet hit the ground, tell yourself today is my January 1st. That's so important. Milton, repeat after me. Today is my January 1st.
Today is my January 1st.
That was pretty good. One more time. A little more energy, a little more enthusiasm. And you can say it as well at home. You can say it at home on the count of 3. Milton's going to say it. You say it. And then we got to get going. We've got a show to go. But 1, 2, 3.
Today is my January 1st.
I believe you, by the way. This is your year. This is your moment. This is your time. And we're going to make it happen. Milton, step back. Now it's your time to shine, my brother. Talk about the power of visual branding and talk about why everyday entrepreneur like Joyce Correa Wing, who's a social media expert, I didn't know she was on here. What's up? What's up? What's up? How they can use visual branding to extend their message, reach their target audience, and make a difference for the people they are called to serve.
So I really believe that this on and good evening, everyone. In Trinidad, my family's from Trinidad, so I would, we would say good night, right? We'd say good night to everybody if you're in the Caribbean, right? And so when it comes to visual branding, I really feel like it's synonymous with story, right? There's a reason why you got in business, right? And so with regards to visual branding, what it really boils down to, it's like putting a bunch of pieces to a puzzle together, right? It's not just a pretty picture. It's not just video. It's a series of things that all come together to be able to articulate your story, right? And so I'm a huge believer of, I don't care what your product or your service is that you offer or what solution that you offer out there. When you go to put that story out there, it needs to be put out there in a way that disrupts, number 1, connects, number 2, and collects coins, number 3. And I think if you have those 3 things in place, I think when you have your visual branding in place, it will do that for you on automatically, right? If something is off, at any point in time, if you're not collecting coins and you're not connecting with people and you're not disrupting people's pattern with your visual branding, then there's something that's off.
Why do people struggle with visual branding so much? And you're going to give us some examples in a moment, but what's the holdback? I mean, it seems like it's a couple colors, like it's having a crayon. I put a color green here and a color blue there, and hopefully it grabs someone's attention. Seems like it should be easy. Seems like people have heard about it. Why do everyday entrepreneurs, you saw like a Jarvis Taylor who's on here right now who says today is my January 1st. He has a promotional company, an amazing, incredible individual. You got people like Joy White who does modeling. At least that's what I see on the internet and so many folks. Why do we as entrepreneurs, why do we struggle so much with really getting that visual brand and that messaging so we can have a lifestyle brand?
So I feel like with regards to I think there's 2 separate things, right? Okay. Creating the lifestyle is a direct. I think it's a result of getting your messaging in order, getting that vibe in order, right? There's a certain feel and vibe that comes to it. So for me, when I'm consulting my clients, I want to know what makes you unique. Why did you get in business in the first place, right? I think one of the biggest problems, Shay, is people put the cart before the horse. They care about the pretty before they care about the solution. Right. And so I believe if your solution is solid and you're getting predictable results, then you can start to focus on, the pretty, if you will. Right. But if your product is not solid and all you focus on is the pretty, then I think, again, you're putting the cart before the horse. I shoot a lot of curvy women, right? And I'm with a lot of credentials, right? So I shoot a lot of women, and sometimes women want to be able to stand behind their brands, and this is the reason why I champion the Black Girl Magic. I champion the empowerment of Black women getting in front of their brands, getting beside their brands, so that they can put a face with whatever the solution is. I don't care if it's a product or service. And so with regards to that, when it's time for them to get in front of the camera, a lot of times there's some hesitation there. They know they have to do it. They know that, but they're being forced to. And it's one of these things where I don't necessarily know if I don't. They're judging themselves, and they're comparing themselves from where they are now in comparison to what they maybe possibly used to look like. And you talked about today is our January 1st, and what I said was it's a choice. And guess what? It's a choice for you to decide. You know what? If I don't like what I see, I can change it. It's a choice. I can choose to change it if I choose to.
I love that. I love what you said. I saw the comment you made. You said product before pretty. Someone do me a favor. Look right below the video. Let's put hashtag product before pretty, Milton Lawrence. Let's put hashtag product before pretty. Milton, break that thing down for us a little bit further. Peel that onion. And yeah, we're going to find out about the pink wall. He'll get it to that. Yeah, he talks about how to fire your photographer. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, he's going to talk about some cool, nifty tools you can use so you can look super cool like him right now. He doesn't have a green background. For those think he got a green screen, that's not what he has. He doesn't have a pink wall. That's not what he has. He's using a tool. He's using a method in his strategy that anybody can do to have any color behind them that they want. I've got a blue wall, but you, the entrepreneur, you, the speaker, you, the author, you, the coach, you look right below the video, and I want you to put this, hashtag product before pretty. Hashtag product before pretty. And when I hear those words, he's going to break it down and peel the onion. I start hearing, well, it's not right. Well, the colors aren't just where they need to be. Well, I don't want them to see me on camera. And I get your brand represents who you are. But sometimes when I'm hearing him say hashtag product before pretty, I'm applying it to myself because I'm here learning right now. And as I hear that, I'm thinking to myself, yeah, this is what I'm thinking, by the way, James Price. This is what I'm thinking, Brian Jarrell. This is what I'm thinking. You don't have to get it right sometime. You just got to get going. Let me say that again. And someone write that right below the video. All my note takers that are taking comments, just look right below the video. What's up, Clark Garrison, brother? You got to get to me, man. Look right below the video and put these words. You don't have to get it right. You just got to get going. Let me say it again. You don't have to get it right. You just have to get going. What's up, Yolanda? You don't have to get it right. You just have to get it going. Milton is coming to us right now. He's using a camera. You can see him clear as day. That camera, and he'll get into the details later, that's not a $2,000 camera. It's not a $1,000 camera. It's not a $500 camera. It's not a $50 camera, okay? I can't tell you what it is, but you can see him clearly. And that's what I like about Milton. I'm going to let him talk. He breaks it down so the everyday entrepreneur can use visual effects online, offline to extend their brand and extend their message. See, you don't have to get it right. You just got to get going. Milton, break that thing down, and then we're going to go and we're going to see some of the work he's done. Hashtag product before pretty. Talk about that.
So, one of the things that I think is extremely important, and just kind of piggybacking off of the product before pretty, I found that a lot of entrepreneurs, websites are amazing, graphics are amazing, stop motion is beautiful, going live, all those things, even the pink background, that's all well and good, right?
I like the pink background.
Right, yeah.
I want a pink background, man.
Right.
I left out.
We're gonna get you sorted out before it's all said and done, right? So when it comes to, again, we're talking about visual branding. We're talking about, getting to the coins, right? Because at the end of the day, we all got in business to make money, right? And so once we have, so let's do this. Most people hear content is king. Put in the comments if you've heard that before. Content is king, right? Right? I'm going to disrupt that mindset right now. Content is not king.
I write that down. Content is not king. This is interesting.
Content is not king.
All right, talk to me about this one. Now you kind of stepped into something over here, by the way.
Yeah, So I know that totally goes against what most gurus, most people will say. It's content is king.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, if you're watching the live right now, the show right now, put in the comments if you've been creating content for 3, 6, 12 months and you're not where you want to be in your business. And I want to prove a point that content is not king.
All right. Talk to me.
And so what's the solution? If content is not king, what's the actual solution? When we look, what most people do with regards to creating content is they throw a bunch of mud up against the wall to see what sticks, right? And then it's like but they have no control. They can't if something's winning, they can't replicate the result. And the reason for it was because they had no strategy. You know, one of the things that I heard Trevor talk about in Houston while we were in Houston was he talked about collecting intel. He also talked about collecting counterintelligence, so that when you do create your content, when you do create your visual branding, okay, it's based around a strategy. It's based around actual real intel, so that if you get a win, you can replicate that win over and over and over and over again. So to give context to what I'm talking about, right? So if you were to post a photo and all of a sudden you post this one photo and all of a sudden you get, typically you're used to getting maybe 100 likes, maybe you get 50 likes or whatever the case, but all of a sudden you get 3,000 likes. And then the very next day, well, if it works once, we might as well do it again. How about we post that same photo again the next day, but this time it doesn't happen? What happened and why? When you don't have a strategy leading up to that, then what happens now is then you're throwing mud up against the wall and you don't know what's working and what's not working, right? So in my opinion, content is not king. Strategic content is king. In my opinion, strategic content, right?
Strategic content is king. Okay.
Strategic content is king. Everything that you do, from your lives to your photos to your videos, everything is leading. One of my coaching mentor tells me is that everything that you do should lead to a thing. Right? It should lead to whatever your desired result is. And so we're not just posting a meme just because they said you need to post 3 to 4 or 5 times a day. That meme has it is pointing to your desired result. Right? And so the thing, I talked about this a little bit earlier, and we talked about disrupting, which is capturing people's attention, right? So this kind of gives you a kind of an insight as to why I have a pink background. I want to capture your attention. No one a part of this group probably knew who I was leading up to today. So if I was going to do anything, I wanted to come and I wanted to capture your attention. If they were watching this show at any point in time, wait a minute, I've never seen a pink background in there. So wait a minute, let me go hear what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the disruptor. It's very intentional. It's leading to something. Let's just be very transparent. I want to build a relationship with you. I want to get to know you and your business, and I want you to get to know a little bit about me and the solutions that we provide. And it starts with, I can't try to sell you anything unless I can either at least capture your attention. So content is not king. Strategic content is king. This is a part of my strategic content, if that makes some sense to you. So I'm giving you actual examples of contextual examples of what I'm trying to teach you.
No, I'm loving it. We're going to get the secret to that pink background. We're going to look at some work that he's done. Strategic content is king. Strategic content is king. If you're listening right now and you can feel Martin Lawrence, if you're listening right now.
Well, he's my brother. Martin's my brother.
I'm sorry, he's saying Martin. Milton.
Since the show has been out, he's been my brother all my life. So listen, I don't take offense to it. It's all good. I know who you're talking about. So it's all love.
Milton Lawrence. I'm so embarrassed. Milton Lawrence. If you can feel Milton Lawrence right now, do me a favor. Let's give him a happy entrepreneur show welcome, right? Here's how we do that for those that are watching for the first time. Before he comes on the show, everyone wants to make sure they look okay, they're doing okay, they're getting some real content. I'm going to ask if we can look at some of the video work he's done, and we can look at some of the photos that he's done, and we can look at some of the clients that he's done, and he's going to show us that. But first, you look right below the video, and just put Milton, you're doing a good job. You look right below the video, and say, Milton, we appreciate you. Look right below the video, and just say, Milton, I feel you. That's your way of saying, Milton, you're doing amazing. Just look right below the video, and just make a comment. Milton, right now this is helping me. This lets Milton know that we're on the right track. If you can't write something down because you're driving, if you can't write something down because we're in your ear right now and you listen to us, hit the heart button. Hit the like button. Let us know that you feel a brother right now, because he's about to break this thing down, and he's about to share with us right now, step by step, how you can take visual branding to an entirely different level, because only Milton Lawrence Jr. can do that the way he's doing it right now. Joy White said, Milton, you're doing a great job. You got Lucinda Cross in the house. You get Lucinda Cross in the house, you get like the all-stars. I mean, how do these folks show up? We appreciate them, by the way. Kevin Peck said, powerful information. Myron Luster said, hello to you that's out there right now. Kim Martin Lawrence says, Milton, we appreciate you. You're doing a great job. You're doing disruption. You said content is not king. That's what he said. He said content is not king. Brian Gerald said, Milton, you're doing a great job. I feel you. C.F. Jackson said, keep moving it forward, Milton. Keep going. Keep going. They want to know how you got that pink background, brother. They want to know how you look so good on camera with a camera that's under $50. Come on, somebody. We got to find that out. Andrea said, break it down. Lillian Smith said, amazing job, Milton. Elinda Reese said, Milton, I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your experience. Ebony Young says, great job. This is helping me tonight. Darlene Shelton said, Milton, we appreciate you. This is helping me as well. Milton, you're on track. Milton, you're talking about it. Now we're going to go in another direction, because I want you to share some folks you work with. And as folks are listening out there, one of the things Milton said is be disruptive. And I'll take a moment to pause and just be disruptive. And then I'm going to come back and share, and Milton's going to share his number one, his number two, and his number three secret to you being able to use visual branding. He's going to share a number one secret, might be a tool, a number two secret, not the pink background yet. Martin got a hold of him. Milton got a hold of him. Milton got a hold of him. And then number three, here's what you need to do right now, and it won't cost you, well, he's not going to require a cash app. Before he came on, he didn't ask me for a cash app. He didn't ask me for a Zelle. He said, Shay, I came to give. I came to outgive my competition. And boy, is he doing that. He talked about being disruptive and the power of that. Here's what I know, Milton. And you're going to talk about visual branding so you can help people. You're going to talk about extending their message to their target audience. You're going to talk about people feeling their brand, people understanding their brand, and people having the emotional impact that they want their brand to have by using visual branding lifestyle to make that happen. But here's what I know. Some of you out there right now, when Milton unleashes the power of those three big ideas, every number of folks that I deal with, they have to come face to face at some point with selling someone something. And wherever I travel, wherever I go, when folks are out there, the first thing they say, Shay, I don't like selling. I've heard that so many times over and over again. Or they said, when I sell, I feel like it's not for me. I'll do any other thing but sell. And I think that's what you should do. If that's not what you want to do, you shouldn't do it. And for so many years, Milton, I tried to force people to learn how to sell. For so many years, I tried to hold their hand and say, you must do this. And then recently, Trevor Ott and I, we were talking, and we said, you know, Shay, what if we could unleash a way that everyone could have their own sales team? What if they could join a sales club, and they didn't have to sell, right? They didn't have to sell at all, and they could have someone else do their follow-up calls for them. They don't have to do that. They could have someone else do their closing calls for them. They don't have to do that. They could have someone else run their discovery calls, set their appointments. If they had their own sales team and they did that and they didn't have to do it, what would that look like? What would that feel like? And we looked around the market, Milton, and we didn't see anybody or anywhere else that we could send them. And I sat Trevor down and said, you know, it's time. It's time we introduce a secret sales club where someone doesn't have to pay $1,000 and $10,000 or $20,000. Someone could come aboard and pennies on a dollar, they could have their own sales team that is running for them, and they could focus their energy on marketing. They could focus their energy on branding. They could focus their energy on social media. They could focus their energy on being the talent, and the sales team could do it. And the reason I came to that resolution or that revelation, Milton Lawrence Jr., as I kept saying this over and over. This is one of my favorite sayings. Someone jot this down. What's up, Terry? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Malika, what's going on? Someone write this down in your notes. Someone jot this down below. This is my saying. I want to give it to you. I've said it 10,000 times, and I'll say it 100,000 times before I transition out of this planet. So hear me carefully. Listen very carefully. If you don't like to sell, the best thing you can do is hire someone who does. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. If you don't like to sell, the best thing you can do is hire someone who does. Shay, why would I do that? Because sales gives you the resources necessary to support the vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And at the end of the day, it's not really about selling. That's not what it's about. It's about being a sales visionary. See, you are a sales visionary. You have a vision given to you by, I believe in God, by God, for the people you were called to serve. But you have a challenge because you don't have the resources. So you've got to generate the sales to buy the resources you need. So here's what I decided to do for the first time ever. I'll probably never do it again. But I'm going to introduce and allow folks who have an interest in having their own sales team. You can just text. I'm going to give you a special number to text. And you will get all the details where you can join the Happy Entrepreneur Sales Club. It's my gift to you. And you can have your own sales team that generates revenue for you. And yeah, you got to give a percentage of the revenue back. That's how commission sales works, by the way. But really, they don't get paid until you get paid. Doesn't that sound pretty cool? And if you just want to know about those details, you're like, Shay, I'm tired of selling. Shay, I don't want to sell. Like, he's going to show you how to brand your business. He's going to show you how to market your business. He's going to put you in front of the right audience. Milton's going to help you do all of that. But some of you still got to talk to somebody. If that's you, I want you to listen very carefully and follow these instructions. If I do this right, follow these instructions right here. And here's what I want you to do. I'm going to put it up here just so you have it. Put up here. I want you to take your cell phone out right now. Take your cell phone out. And you're going to text this number. You're going to text this number. When you text this number, you're going to get all of the details. So, Shay, what number am I going to text? You're going to text the word Sales Club. Text the word Sales Club. Now, do this right now. Now, I'm personally going to talk to 25 people myself. There'll be a special meeting and you get all the details for everybody else. But if you're one of the first 25 people to text in, I'm going to do something very, very special for you, okay? And I say special. We'll have a conversation. It'll be customized for you. Some of you don't need someone to sell for you. You need someone to set the appointments. Some of you need someone to sell for you. You need someone to follow up with people from your webinars, follow people from your network events. Some of you just need a sales team to put together your sales CRM system for you because truthfully, you need to be able to follow up. Here's what you can do right now. Doesn't cost you anything, so hide your checkbook, hide your credit card. Text the word Sales Club. Now, I'm going to suggest you do this. You have my permission to post this right below. So if you're looking below right now, do me a favor. You could share this with someone you know. Pay this message forward. Because when I unleash Milton, I'm going to step back, and he's going to show you some stuff. He's going to show you some stuff he's done, what he's done for other clients, and he's going to make you look like a rock star. He's going to help your company look like the rock star you are. But look, if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. That's a Shayism. You can write that down. You can put that right below the video. If you can't be in sales, you can't be in business. Let me say it again. If you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. So text the word Sales Club right now. Don't call me. Some of you are trying to call me. Don't call me. No. Text the word Sales Club. Text the word Sales Club right now to 202-999-3515 to get all the details, to get your very own sales team. If you have questions, text Sales Club to 202-999-3515. I'm really excited. Some of you want to share, is this online sales and is this offline sales? Absolutely. I was talking to someone at Womack, and they said, hey, Shay, the biggest challenge I have is that people go to my website, they look to buy, they don't buy. I need someone to follow up with them. And I hate talking to people face to face. I don't even want to call them. I don't want to send an email. I don't want to feel like I'm pestering them. And I said, well, why don't we build your sales team? And they said, oh, well, I can't afford that. I said, well, a salesperson works on 100% commission. So if they're working on 100% commission, and they're bringing in a deal, how can you not afford them? It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. And they said, yeah, you're right. And so I said, look, if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business. Now, I know I'm being disruptive, and I know some of you are thinking, Shay, how does this work? Don't worry about that. Shay, look, the universe rewards people who take action differently than those that don't. And one of the beliefs we have at the Happy Entrepreneur Network is that the results to show up in your life are just as important as the results to show up in your bank account. And the Happy Entrepreneur Network is the world's largest organization for the well-being of an entrepreneur. Let me say that again. The Happy Entrepreneur Network is the world's largest organization for the well-being of an entrepreneur. So Milton is here for the well-being of an entrepreneur. The Sales Club exists for the well-being of an entrepreneur because some of you want to leave your 9-to-5. I get that. You need more resources. Some of you want to write a check to pay your mortgage off. I get that. You need more resources. Some of you want to send your kids to a school of your choice or pay health insurance for someone that you love. I get that. And so I'm being a little disruptive. I'm doing something a little different. Milton kicked it off. Milton, we didn't even plan this. I didn't plan this right here.
No,
but he was so disruptive. I said to myself, hey, look, let's turn the apple cart upside down. I promise you there's no script tonight. I promise you there's no run sheet. I promise you. But here's what I will promise you, and I got to go. Text Sales Club right now. Someone look right below the video. Just write these words. Text the word Sales Club to 202-999-3515 and get all of the details. I'm looking forward to seeing y'all over at the Happy Entrepreneurs Secret Sales Club. It's a secret sales club. I never released it ever, never in this setting, ever, ever, ever. For those who are in the club, congratulations, you've been in the club, and yeah, we're going to have some new members, I'm sure, come hang out with us. Don't worry, we have enough resources. All right, Milton, I had to take that break. I had to share that with the folks because people don't like to sell, Milton. Have you come across that in your travels as you do a creative marketing agency, you bring the business to them, you lay it in front of them, and yet the revenue doesn't happen. Have you seen that happen?
Absolutely. So sometimes people have like I call money blocks. Right, it's a money block in their head and their minds that a transaction has to happen. You know, there was a vision that you had at some point for your business, and there's a lifestyle that you wanted to achieve. And so, in order for that to happen, you can't have that without the sales. A transaction must take place in some way, shape, or form. And I think there's a level of maturity when you realize that's just not my role. Sometimes, as entrepreneurs, we could be control freaks, right? We want to have our hands on everything. We want to be the product person. We want to be the manager. We want to be the visionary. We want to be the salesperson. And you just realize at some point in time that sometimes you could honestly just be the bottleneck in your company. And it's stopping you from getting, you're your own worst enemy trying to get to where you're trying to get to. And it's that transaction, it's that sale that's stopping that from happening. So yeah, absolutely. I have seen it. And it is my hopeful anticipation that, that at some point in time that we would mature enough to be able to realize that I can't be the end all be all in order for me to go where I need to go. Something I kind of jotted down as you were talking, from 0 to 5, it's about authority. It's about the visual branding. It's about, creating that authority, that know, like, and trust factor, right? From 5 to 6 figures, and I'm saying this because it's something I've experienced myself. You know what I mean? You need those systems in place. You need sales and systems, right? If you want to go from 6 to 7, okay, you need authority, sales, systems, and you need team, right? And this is where, where you guys are coming in with the sales club that's going to help them to propel them from 0 to 5, 0 to 4, 0 to 5, 5 to 6, and even 6 to 7, if you so choose to go that far.
Very, very, very well said. Again, it doesn't cost you anything. Get all the details. Text the word. Thanks for sharing that, Milton. Sales Club to 202-999-3515 to get your very own sales team and to get your details, and you can afford it because one of the beliefs I have is that you are a sales visionary. Clifton is on here, by the way. Clinton is on here. You have Ghazi's on here. Sales allows me to develop the resources necessary to support my vision. You have a vision for yourself right now. Leave your 9 to 5. You have a vision for yourself. You want to hire someone to do the yard work. You got a vision for yourself. You want to hire a personal chef. You got a vision for your loved one. You are a sales visionary. You are a sales visionary. You are a sales visionary. Look right below the video. Look right below the video and just write these words. I am a sales visionary. Look right below the video. Look right below the video and then put I am a sales visionary. Because I don't work with salespeople. I work with sales visionaries. And sales, the vision just represents what you want to do for the people and the difference you want to make in their life. You are a sales visionary. You are a sales visionary. And I want you to know that. I want you to keep that inside of you as you're talking, because some people, when I talk to them, they're always thinking, I don't sell. Well, at the end of the day, you're selling your idea, you're selling your belief, or you're selling a product or a solution that makes a difference. People will pay you today if you what? help them solve a problem today.
Problem
We're
today.
all in the problem-solving business. Amber Woods, she's head of the Blind Authority, by the way. You've got to meet her, by the way, Blind Organization. She listens to us regularly, and she put, I am a sales visionary. James Taylor put, I am a sales visionary. You have a vision for the people you were called to serve, and this is very important. And I always say this, and this comes from the bottom of my heart, is that once you have the resources to do the things you need to do, then you can go make a bigger difference in the world. You can make $1 and a difference. That is possible. Don't let anyone tell you it isn't. You've got everything you need. You might have cracked the code. You need the visual branding, which he's going to talk about, but you also need to make sure you get the sales necessary to achieve the results. So with that being said, I'm going to go back over to Milton. Milton, I'm going to take this down while my thing is spinning, but I'm going to take it down. And I want you to talk about visual branding and give us step 1, step 2, and step 3. What are 3 things you've learned along your journey?
So, again, thanks, Shay.
Yes.
What I found is that, when most entrepreneurs are making that transition, and I don't know where everybody is in business at this point, but I'm going to make one assumption, and that is most people are looking to make that transition from their 9 to 5 and become a full-time entrepreneur, right? And so with saying that, there's 4 categories that I think that if you're looking to make that transition, that you need to have in place with regards to visual branding, and then I'm gonna equally say visual branding your story, right? Because in order for a transaction to happen, there must be no like and trust factor, right? You have to have a no like and trust factor. I must know you, I must trust you, and you know what I mean? And there has to be some type of connection there, right? And so with that being said, what are some of the things that you can do right up? What are some of these 4 categories that you can have? And one of the things that I recommend is first and foremost, this may sound very, very simple, but to have a professional headshot, right? Now, here's the caveat to that professional headshot. Let's just say you are a lawyer. Let's say you're a doctor. I work with a lot of busy professionals, doctors, lawyers, people who want to build their business, but they just really don't have time. So they hire us to come in and create the content for them, right? Mm-hmm. So there's 2 types of headshots I think you need. Number 1, you do need a traditional headshot, right? Those traditional headshots, the ones you would typically see on a white or gray background and that type of thing, I think you do need that, right? There's a time and place for that. But in addition to that, you also need to be able to show your personality, right? You need to be able to show your personality. So that stuffy corporate headshot, that's fine. Get that. But in addition to that, I do recommend that you need to have branding photos that showcase your personality.
You said branding photos. So these are like lifestyle type of photos?
Yes. So these are images that really showcase your image, showcase your personality. So
do you have an example, everybody, we can look at while you're talking? I'm sorry, I'm interrupting the guy. He's talking about visual photos. I wonder if there's someone I had up. I wonder if there's someone I can go to that's in the gallery that I can take a look at.
Yeah. So I sent over one that you could take a look at to pull up, and okay. I'll give you an example.
Okay. I'm trying to pull up while you're talking, my man.
Okay.
I was just curious if I could show people some
Yeah, sure. I want you to show them. So the example we're going to show is from a young lady by the name of Kimberly Brown. She happens to be a physician assistant. So and she works in the area of dermatology, right? And so when people come into the office and she has her own product line, it's called Perfect Skin Code. And when you go to when you come to see Kimberly, she's created videos and photos to showcase not just her professional side, but also a connection to show her personality.
And I'm showing her while you're talking, by the way. I'm being nosy on your site, so you keep talking.
Absolutely. So when we went out to do this shoot, she flew into Baltimore. We created 20 videos, and we're going to talk more about that here in a second. But we wanted to be able to show, again, not just her professional side, but also her personality. And that way, say it again.
It's a good shot. Sorry, I'm looking at the shots.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you actually took these shots? Your company took these shots?
So I personally shot these myself. We have 3 photographers on staff. We have 3 videographers that are on staff that are in between the Baltimore and the Atlanta market. So depending on the size of the assignment, we bring in the team that will help to bring that assignment into fruition. But for this particular assignment, I shot these myself. Okay. And so the long and short of it was, when she came in, she thought that she was going to be wearing her jacket, right? Because she wears a doctor's, like the overcoat, the white overcoat with the stethoscope around her neck and that type of thing. And I said, no, let's show off your personality, because the perfect skin code, which is her personal brand. Remember, you guys work your full-time jobs, right? But then in addition to that, you also have your personal brand. And honestly, people are going to connect with the authority of you having on, like in her case, her professional picture. But what's really going to connect? What do you do? What kind of fun do you have outside of your 9-to-5 job? That's creating connection with someone who's potentially looking to be able to buy from you, or to be able to hire you for their services. For your services, or whatever the case may be. That's number one. Okay, so that's number one, and that is making sure you have professionally shot branding photos. Now, let me talk to the people who says, "Well, Milton, I did it with my cell phone." I know that I know that that the iPhone has the portrait feature where it literally blurs out the background and gives you this beautiful depth of field shot, and to you that's awesome. Okay. If depending on what your budget says you allow you to do, if that's what you can afford, do that. I would much rather you have that than to have nothing. But as soon as your budget allows you to be able to hire a professional photographer to come in and shoot your images, the experience will be night and day, and the connection will be night and day, right? And so it'd be no different than if you guys go to Google my name right now and you go to look, you say he's a photographer. Do you have any professional? And I don't have any professional photos. Then that's going to lower that trust factor, because that means you don't even believe in yourself enough to be able to have a quality image of yourself, so that that shows your expertise, right? So that's category number one, Shay, is to have branding images. How often should you be creating these images? Minimum twice a year, ideally once a quarter, right? Minimum twice a year. Why? Because there's a certain look that you may have during the summer months, spring months, and then in the winter months, you may want to give them a different look. The more you can shoot, the better. Okay? The more images you can look, because again, you're not just there to solve a problem, you're also there to inspire them, right? In my opinion. And that's what creates that long-term connection. I have many people who reach out to me and say, Milton, I live kind of vicariously through you as you're traveling all over the world, creating content for other brands and for yourself. I live vicariously through you. The way they're able to do that is through imagery, right? Through photography and video, right? The second category is is getting into the world of video, right? And I call this authority magnet videos. Right? Authority magnet videos. And what are authority magnet videos? These are videos where you answer in advance the frequently asked questions that you get over and over and over again, right? So as an example, one of the questions that I get all the time as a photographer and as a videographer is how often should I take pictures? I just kind of answered that question for you, right? Mm-hmm. So what color should I wear? What color should I stay away from? I don't really want to show this part of my body. How do I get around that? These types of things, right? So with regards to authority magnet videos, I like to, if you guys are taking notes, I would recommend that you write down these two things. You want to write down the top 5 questions that people ask you over and over and over and over again. It may already be on your website. These are what they call FAQs, or frequently asked questions. Mm-hmm. The second thing you want to write down, this is what really, really, drives the connection. Mm-hmm. Once you've solved the first problem, right? Yes. They start looking for the second one for you to solve for them, right? Right. And the way that you do that is by writing down the top 5 should ask questions.
So the first one is the top 5 questions you get asked. Someone do me a favor. Look right below the video and put top 2 questions you need to answer. Number 1, the top 5 questions you get asked. And what was number 2, Milton?
And the second one is should ask questions. What are the top 5 should questions they should be asking you? Okay. They should be asking you.
Okay. Keep on going.
Right. Okay. And so by answering those, by starting with that basis, that'll give you about 10 good videos that you can create. How would you create them? It's really simple, right? You can sit right in front of your computer and just turn on your camera and start talking, right? So my name is Milton Lawrence, and one of the top questions I'm often asked is X, Y, and Z. And then you answer that question, and then you upload it to your various platforms or wherever wherever your social media presence is. We're starting to create that authority presence online, so that again, when it's time to ask for the sale, you've disrupted them by answering that question. You created connection, right? And then the last thing we're going to do is at some point we're going to ask for the coins, right? But we're not going to ask for the coins first because I don't know you, like you, and trust you, right? Here's number 3. The third one is, if you have a product or service, we need to be able to see that product or service in motion. So what I mean by that is, let's just say let's use some examples of some of the folks that are here, that's in the group here. So I think I heard somebody says that they help women entrepreneurs like do their own conferences and things like that.
Yes.
So what do I need to see from you? What if you put your name in the comments again, so I can reference your name.
So what Milton Lawrence is asking right now is he wants to see what line of business you're in, and he's going to give some examples of some things you can do. Here's how you would do that. You look right below the video, and even if you did it before, do it again, because there's been so many comments coming in because of interaction, which is really good. Look right below the video, and I want you to write these words: I help businesses ... or I help people ... So if you're like Cheryl Bruce, you might put I help people plan an amazing event that gives the experience for everyone that attends. Or if you're like someone else, you might put I help businesses be able to get their message out on social media. Do me a favor, look right below the video. This is an opportunity to spotlight your business so you can share what you do, and you even have our permission to post your website link. So we're giving you permission to highlight your business. So all the entrepreneurs out there, all of the speakers, all the authors, all the coaches that get up every single day to solve a problem, you look right below the video, and so Milton's going to highlight your business. And while he's doing that, I'm going to ask him if he has an example I can go to kind of show some of the video work he's done as well while you are writing that down.
Yeah, before we jump over to that, Shay, let's use Joy as an example. So she says she is a brand ambassador. So she promotes other people's products by either using them and giving them real testimonials.
Yes.
Or she maybe take photos with the products. So what would be some of the things that she would do from a content creation standpoint, from an authority standpoint, to start attracting brands to you, versus you having to push yourself out there? You by putting this content out there for you, number one, that content acts as evergreen, and they act as employees for you to start attracting your ideal customer. So let's use Joy as an example.
Okay.
There's tons of hair care brands, jewelry brands, makeup brands that would love to have an influencer or an ambassador to be able to promote their stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So one of the things that she could potentially do, as an example, is to do a series of videos of the top mistakes that she see brands making, especially startup brands, that brands are making with regards to working with ambassadors or working with influencers. If she has expertise and insight on that, create content around that. It could be blog posts. It could be memes. It could be video. This is all the visual branding. This is all the content. We're talking more about content because once you've gotten past the visual branding, the next step in the process is start to create this content, right? Because we're trying to get to the coins. So the way we get to the coins is by putting the content out first, creating that know, like, and trust factor. And then the next step in the process is now to start to nurture them through an incubation process. So here's a really good example. Charvette Mitchell, which from Mitchell Productions, out of Richmond, Virginia, she and I met at a conference, and she hired me to come in and create some content for her. And I want to show you guys a real life example of what I mean by these videos don't have to be long. These could be simple, straight to the point, and you answer the question in advance, or you answer questions in advance of solving the problems of your ideal customer, which requires you to sit down and start thinking, what do people come to me for? And then whatever they come to, those frequently asked questions, you then create videos around that to answer their questions. And when that happens now you're somebody they want to follow. You're somebody they want to connect with. And then when you're ready to have an offer, an irresistible offer, then the offer comes behind it. That's Shay, if we could cue that up, that'd be really great, man.
That's file number 3, I believe. 1 second, okay? And she's actually on here, by the way. She said thanks. She said thanks for the shout out. Where you're really to be shout out. Just
so you've booked your airline, you've booked your hotel room, and you are on your way to an amazing conference or workshop. But let me give you a couple of tips of what you should do to prepare to get the most out of attending an amazing conference or workshop.
So
number one, video, you should jump online and find out who the influencers are that are going to be at this conference. Right? That could be a speaker, key target audiences, anyone that you want to connect with.
The goal was to feature. Okay. All right, that's fine. You want to replay it? Okay, that's fine.
find out who they are, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever they are, and start interacting with them before the conference. The second thing you want to do is you want to make sure you have business cards printed. I know. You're like, that's so simple, Charvette, but guess what? People forget that. Or they have business cards with them that are outdated and they're writing on the back of the card information. That's a no-no. So go get you some great business cards printed out. And then the third thing you want to do is you want to let social media know you are going to be attending conferences. Why? Your clients like that you are building your skill set, that you are building your own personal development, and that's attractive to your clients. So let social media know that you're on your way to an amazing conference or event. If you want to get more information, follow me at charvettemitchell.com to get the most.
Okay, cool. So in this particular video, she did 3 things. Number one, she introduced herself. She answered the question. Specifically in this video, she was talking about the power of attending conferences. She gave 1 or 2 quick tips on things that people sometimes forget to do, like bringing business cards, right? Having a strategy when coming to a conference. A lot of entrepreneurs are now starting to get into entrepreneurship. So they're excited about going, but how do I maximize it? And so she's sharing that information as a means of being able to add value, right? And then the last thing she does at the end is she gives a call to action, letting people know where to go, where to find out more information about her. And guess what's going to happen after they do that? They go right over to the website and they find out other information about Charvette. They read up more about her, and that becomes that now she can start to nurture and create that connection.
Wow, they can see you now as well. Is this something that your organization does where you help provide people what to say and how to prep for the event so they can know the setting looked really nice? She was in a smooth area. Does your agency help with all that? I know you're the founder of Creative Agency, so I just want to give the folks that are listening some context that not only is your team producing it from the video branding concept, but you're also on the other side of the camera helping produce her as well. Am I
Absolutely.
hearing that correctly?
So we, from a consulting standpoint, we help you to come up with the strategy. We help you to come up with what the framework is going to be, and we walk through that process with you, right? And so when it's all said and done, then it's time to produce. 90% of the work happens before you ever get on camera, and that way, when it's time to get on camera, it's actually a pretty smooth process because we've done the pre-work, the pre-production work of asking what those questions are going to be. Now, I do have to give Charvette a plug, and that is that she does have a radio background. She runs a actual podcast and radio show every week, and so she came super prepared, and it was super easy to work with her. But most of my clients are not that way. Many of them, they need help, and that's what we do. So it's not just coming in and producing the content. As an agency, we come in and help you to strategically plan out what that content's going to be, help you with the script writing to figure out what needs to be said, and then you put your personality to it so that we can now come out and produce it so you can have the product that you need to be able to connect with your clients.
Wow, that is super duper amazing. And what I like most about it is that you combine your visual part to give her a lifestyle brand. I noticed that you weren't in some stuffy studio, although that might be a setting for some people. You were in a very relaxed setting. At least that's the way it came across on camera, where she was very comfortable, as if she could be sitting in your living room. Is that type of composition, is that type of conversation, is that because that was her target audience? And this, you're not talking about like a corporate, you're saying a lifestyle brand that's all inclusive. Talk a little bit about that if you would.
So let me say this to you, and I need you guys to write this down. It's extremely important. Pretty is not always profitable.
Okay.
And you alluded to this earlier too when you said that you have to get started, right? Mm-hmm. We're not looking for perfection, and neither are the people that are looking to follow you. They have real problems, and if you can solve their problems, as long as I can see you and I can hear you and it's clean and clear, then I am going to follow you. Period. Case closed. In her particular case, what we found is what we're finding more and more, the more produced that it looks, the more perfect in like studio setting, the more perfect that it looks, the worse that people don't connect with that. It seems too real, right? It seems too perfect, and if it's too polished, then they're not going to follow it, right? Now, here's the caveat. Let me give you another example. If you are a doctor, if you are a lawyer, if you have professional services and you're in that realm, then your content must in order. So as an example, my dermatologists that I work with, right? Mm-hmm. My doctors that I work with, their content must be polished because of what they do. But if you're in the information space, you're in the coaching space, it just needs to be clean. I need to be able to hear you, and it needs to be concise on what it is that you're asking me to do. And you'll see that your following grows, significantly. As a matter of fact, since Charvette is on here, you can ask her how I will just ask you, Charvette, since we've shot those videos back in like January, February timeframe, have you seen an increase in your following and in your connections and things like that? And we'll give her time to be able to respond here at the bottom, man. But no, you can overproduce your content, and by doing that, sometimes it's a turnoff.
Man, I love the way you said that, by the way. And someone, he made a very important part. And what you talked about, Charvette, was incredible. She's watching now. She's listening. You can put the comment in below. He asked you a question directly. I see her in the feed below. Here's something that you said, and I saw some folks make their comment. I want everyone out there listening to write this down. I want you to look right below the video, and put this digital comment down. Hashtag pretty is not always profitable. Let me say that again. Look right below the video, and put hashtag pretty is not always profitable. For the person that tells me, and I get this often, hey, Shay, it's my brand. It has to be perfect because I'm a perfect person. I just heard the creative agency founder himself. I just heard the person who produces talent himself. I just heard the master photographer, videographer person himself say, hashtag pretty is not always profitable. Look right below the video, and just write those words. Hashtag pretty is not always possible. And I want you to think how you can do this. And I want you to set a time and set an intention that you're going to make that happen now. You're going to make it happen when? When is the best time to do it? Now. When is the best time to do it? Now. I'm going to ask Milton, hey, Milton, how can they connect with you? I'm going to ask him in a few minutes, look, Milton, how can they possibly fire their photographer? I'm going to have them talk about that in just a second. And as we do that, I look right below the video and I see Charvette put absolutely. The videos are game-changing, and I post them everywhere, social media and websites. Joy White put hashtag pretty is not always profitable. Terry Sharp, what's up, Terry Sharp? Just hung out with her at a conference in Atlanta. Hashtag pretty is not always profitable. How true is that? What's up, Ebony Young? I see you right below. We're gonna take just a quick commercial, just a quick if we can, just a second, and then we're gonna come back. And I'm going to ask him, don't worry, I haven't forgot about that pink background. He's not getting away from the pink background. But he has something that talks about how to fire your photographer. And I want you to think for a moment. If you wasn't held hostage by your photographer, if it was some things that you could do right now yourself, what would the value of that be? I mean, just think about it. If you could go out there and you could do it. And I want to go to Dr. Kenneth Thigpen because she talks a lot about being constantly curious. And that's maybe where you are right now and as you're listening. Good time to be able to do that.
Hello, it's your girl, Dr. Kenneth Thigpen, also known as Dr. K, founder of Rise Women's Network. And Rise Women's Network is pleased to present to you hashtag Next Sister Up. I'm here with you today in the Happy Entrepreneurs Tribe, and today is my January 1st. Here's your thought of the week. Be constantly curious. Be constantly curious. You see, as children, we're born with this insatiable curiosity. We ask 1,001 questions to try to make sense of it all. And we ask all these questions because there's new experiences that we're embarking on that we've never been through. And we tend to ask questions such as, but why, but why, but why? Now, somewhere along the line as adults, we have stopped asking questions. We have stopped being curious. We have become so rigid and so self-conscious. And we've even allowed our ego to get in the way. We've become so resistant to challenging our assumptions. But as entrepreneurs, whether new or whether you've been doing this for a while, maybe you're embarking on something new, we should be asking the right questions. We should still be curious. Now you might be saying, all right, Dr. K, curiosity killed the cat. Curiosity doesn't kill the cat. It only kills the cat when you have bad intentions on the questions that you're asking. But if you're going in with a pure mind, a pure heart of wanting to learn, curiosity doesn't kill the cat. You know, when you're curious, you're able to have new opportunities, new discoveries. You're even able to be more productive. As Trevor Ott says, powerful people ask powerful questions because questions steer focus, and in this life, we get what we focus on. I challenge you to be curious. I challenge you to be constantly curious. I'm your girl, Dr. K. Make it a great day.
Absolutely, make it a great day. Someone write down constantly curious. Now, we're constantly curious about none other than Milton Lawrence Jr. and what he's doing. We're constantly curious about that pink background. I know y'all ain't gonna let that go, are you? Shay, what about the pink background? I didn't know it was gonna be here, but I'm glad it's here, by the way. Talk about it if you can, and everyone look right below the video and just write these words. Thanks, Dr. Knet. If you don't know how to spell names, put Dr. K, constantly curious. And we're going to stay in this constantly curious state as we get better, and we get a little bit better, and we get a little bit better, and we get a little bit better. Do me a favor, if you would, Milton. Talk a little about this concept. How did you come up with the concept, fire your photographer? Why is that even needed in today's time? And what are some steps that people can do so that they really can be able to do things their own? And it's kind of interesting because they're probably thinking, well, Milton, you're giving away all these secrets. You could be charging people thousands and thousands of dollars, and you're talking about fire your photographer. Isn't that like firing your company? Why? Okay, so it's a two-part question. Number one, why are you championing this cause? Why are you the founder of this idea? So what's the mission of it? Why? And then number two, the entrepreneur like myself and like Amber and Ebony and Kim Martin and Terry and C.F. Jackson and the tens of thousands of folks that are viewing all over the world, no matter what time it is, what can you give us that can be some secret tools that we can use so it can kind of help guide us towards firing our photographer? And then is there a group? Is there a place they can go join to be part of this, this whole thing going on?
Yeah, man. Absolutely. So honestly, so fire photography actually started off as a really selfish movement. I'm from the inner city of Baltimore. My family's from Trinidad. I served 8 years in the Marine Corps, and typically, throughout the year, they would have what's called 96-hour weekends where you would get Friday through Monday off. And I would leave the base and I would go back to my friends' hometowns, and I would walk into their homes. A lot of my friends were, my fellow Marines were Caucasian or Italian or whatever the case may be. And I would walk into their homes, and Shay, when you first walked into their home, you know what the first thing they would see?
What's that?
First thing you would see? A big family portrait.
Yeah.
Right? And for where I'm from, where we grew up at, man, we would have Polaroids. We have little 4x6s. The biggest photo we would have is maybe like a 8x10 or 8x12 in the house. And that was the end of it. So that's how it initially started. So when I became a photographer 10 years ago, starting in the nightclubs and things like that, I had to set out with a mission, and that is to teach 1 million people how to use their cell phones to take quality pictures. That's what it started off as. That led into entrepreneurs now asking the question, well, Milton, I want to be able to create content. I want to be able to take pictures. And there's just moments where I want to be able to capture it. And I don't necessarily really have a budget to hire a photographer to come in and shoot it. I want to be able to learn how to shoot it myself. So with that being, I figure I could kill two birds with the same stone by creating a group, and it's called Fire Your Photographer. The goal is not to replace the photographer at all, to be honest with you. There are certain things that only a photographer a pro photographer can do, but there's a lot of things that you can do as long as you had a coach and a guide and somebody to help you through the process. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to be your coach, your mentor, your guide, showing you how to take that mobile device, or if you have a DSLR, teach you how to use the basics so you can capture things that you need to capture, both photography and video, right? Which leads us kind of to the pink background. We're going to hold off on that one, but that's
the pink background.
But it gives an example. It's how do we take simple things, resources that we can use to enhance our images, to enhance our brands, to our visual branding, to enhance and to create better connection with simple things. But in most cases, if you're not in the world of photography and video, you're not going to know. But once you figure it out, you're like, wait a minute, I wish I'd have known that all along, right? And things like that. So yeah, that's the reason. That's where you can go to connect and learn more about how to fire your photographer for the small things that that you can do yourself. But the things that you can't do, you will still need to be able to have a photographer on your power team.
Oh, I love it. I love it. For those folks that are out there, there are two things. One, I'm going to ask them what's one secret tool that someone can use that doesn't cost $10,000 or $5,000, even $1,000 that someone can use right now. And if you're out there and you want to pay this message forward, for those that haven't hit the share button yet, hit the share button. Pay this message forward to another entrepreneur. Pay this message forward to another small business owner. Milton has given us permission to do that. He said, hey, he's not holding back. It's okay to pay the message for it. And we really, really appreciate that. So, Milton, what's something they can do? And for those folks that are like, wow, he said a whole lot, Shay. Wow, there's just a lot going on here. Look, you'll be able to get the replay. It'll be over at the happyentrepreneurs.tribe.com. If you haven't went over and joined happyentrepreneurs.tribe.com, make sure you do that. That's where the happy entrepreneurs are hanging out at, by the way. We'll also post the notes from today for those folks that text the word revenue, which you can see right below. We'll send you the notes in the special business toolbox. We're going to do that. But I'm encourage every single one of you to go to Facebook and type in Fire Your Photographer. See what he's talking about. Join it. If it feels good for you and it fits for you, peek in there. See what's happening.
It's an absolutely free group. It's a community of about maybe 170 people. We just started it, and so we're looking to grow it. And my goal, again, my vision is to be able to teach over 1 million people around the world how to use their cell phones and DSLRs to be able to capture better images and things like that. And let me just say this, Shane. I don't mean to get too far off track, but I think it's something extremely important. Right now, we're seeing in the media where ICE is now going in and now taking Latina kids, and they are separating the families together. And you know what the thing that I saw that really kind of resonated with me, Shay?
What's that?
The last thing, as the ICE people are coming in, they are allowing them to come together one last time so that the family can take a quick picture together, because it's maybe the last time they'd be able to see each other. So we don't have that problem. So I think that's one of those things where we take for granted of the freedoms that we have, and I think sometimes we take for granted the ability, the capability of being able to capture moments and memories and things like that. So I encourage you that to join the group, but join it for not just the purpose of businesses, but also join it for the purpose of being able to capture your family's memories, because 2 generations from now, as you build your big business and you build your big legacy, people are going to be come back and asking you, what about Aunt so-and-so and what about Uncle so-and-so who went out and created these things? And now you'll be able to show them through your imagery that you learned how to do because we met here tonight on the Happy Hour Entrepreneur show.
Wow, that is so powerful. Thanks for sharing that, man. You're spot on the money. Can you share a tool, tool that folks could use right now? So everyone pay attention right now as you're listening. Share a tool that we can use.
So since everyone's been asking about this whole pink background, so let's talk about the mistake that I see a lot of people making. So everyone will tell you that, hey, go get you a blue background, get you a green background, get your key out the background and things like that, so that you can change your background, right? Something very simple that you can do can really two tools that you can use that really enhance your lives is by, number one, and not using the camera that's actually on your laptop or your desktop or whatever the case may be. One of the things you can do is also just upgrade the camera, right? So upgrade the actual mobile camera that you're using. I'm using actually a Logitech. I think it's 920. Is that
C920? Yeah,
it is C920. It's actually an older camera. There's newer ones that are out, but it shoots in 1080p, and it really makes your visuals come out a lot better. Many people will ask, I want to go live more. I want to go live. It just doesn't come out the way. Bless you. It doesn't come out the way that I want, right? So by increasing the camera, the quality of the camera is going to make the output look a lot better. Okay, so that is called the Logitech C920. That's the actual camera I'm using right now. I've had it for about 3 or 4 years now, and you don't have to keep replacing it. Okay, yeah, there are 4K cameras that are out, and if you're producing at that level, good on you. But for the most part, this camera you could probably get you can get them on sale for about $40-$50 on Amazon or whatever the case may be.
Really good camera, by the way. I love it because it has the glass lens in it. That makes a huge difference. So
Absolutely.
You're right. You're right. He's spot on. I use the Logitech C920. Milton is like spot on. So everyone right now, do me a favor, look right below the video and pay this message forward to someone else that can't take notes. Yeah, the notes will be over at the Happy Entrepreneurs Tribe, but Malika has put down upgrade the mobile camera to a Logitech. She put it down, C920, shoots in 1080p. No software needed. You can plug it right into a USB port into your MacBook or your PC. All right, Milton, continue on. Thanks a lot, Malika. We appreciate every single one of the note takers. all those digital note takers who took time to write notes right below and share their thoughts and pay it forward. There's so many people who go back and they kind of read the notes, they follow along, and you being engaged, you being a part of this, we appreciate it. I know I appreciate it. Milton appreciate it. We want to know that you're amazing. You're incredible, and all of you are very special. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. All right, Milton.
So the second thing, everyone's been asking about the pink bank background. So another thing that you can do that will really enhance the quality of your videos is by changing the color of your background, right? And so there's a light, okay? There's a light called a Savage light, SAVAGE. It's a Savage light. It's a multicolor light, and then you can change it to any color that you want around the RGB spectrum. So if you want it to be crimson, you can make it crimson. If you want it to be blue, you can make it blue. If you want to make it yellow, you can make it yellow.
It's called Savage, SAVAGE light.
Yep, it's a Savage multicolor RGB, Savage RGB multicolor light.
RGB.
Yep, RGB.
Okay, I'm putting it in so I can have RGB.
Yep.
So he said Savage. For those that didn't write down, someone write this down. Savage RGB. You said multicolor light.
Yeah, it's a multicolor light.
Okay.
Yep. And so essentially, the way to make the light work is to have your setup in a corner somewhere where you don't have a whole lot of ambient light coming in. Obviously, it's nighttime where we are right now, but that's how you get to change the background without. And you can take this light. It's a small light. Hold on for 1 second.
Okay. He's going to get the light, ladies and gentlemen. You are all going to be behind the scenes.
This is what the light looks like.
Wow.
Okay.
And that's the Savage RGB.
Yep. So you can turn it, and it'll create the light that you're looking for. Okay.
Oh, wow.
So one of the courses that we're actually launching in September is a course on how to create production studio lighting, similar to what I have right now, on a shoestring budget. Okay, I'm going to show you guys how to do 5 different lighting setups. I don't care if you're in a hotel room, if you're, like right now, I literally we came live, I just got home, so there's bags all around me. You can't see it because of the way things are set up in here.
Yeah.
But that's essentially what I'm talking about. So you can just using simple tools. This light will cost you about $100. Okay, with the battery, it comes with a battery, and that type of thing. But it'll drastically, change. The disruption. So when I go live in my group and I go live on my personal page, when they see that pink background, remember Dr. K said it's to stay curious, right? Well, one of the ways you can keep people curious is by changing the background. Like, what they talking about, right? and they can stay on just long enough for you to hear what you're talking about, and then they rock and roll from there. Yeah, doesn't know.
Oh man, look, you guys. I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now. If you were talking to someone and you were really trying to get that light, that multicolor light, you would not have figured it out. Some of you would have went and got a green screen. I have one, by the way, hanging up on the wall, and then say, what do I want to put behind me today? And then you would probably spend hours trying to key it, making it work. For those, some of you, that's like foreign language. For others, be like, oh my gosh, he's so true. He's so right. But this is a light you could put in your house, and my wife would be happy because I wanted to paint the wall. I was going to paint the wall. By the way. I said I can paint the wall once a week, and my plan was to paint the wall once a week until this. One of the reasons I love showing up on these shows because you have experts like Milton Lawrence Jr. who isn't charging us for this, right? He's here to serve. He's here to give. He has so many gifts. He works with folks. He travels. He gets on planes. And my goal before I showed up was to talk to him about painting this wall and what color I should paint the wall. And now he's giving me some light that he made me wait. He's in overtime right now, by the way. Just yesterday I was on a plane. I talked to him. He says, don't worry about it. We don't need any questions. Let's just have a conversation. Let's talk about real stuff, real problems for real people who are looking for real solutions. And that's what we're doing. So there is no script, by the way, but we are in overtime, by the way. He doesn't know that, but we're in overtime. But he's hanging out. And now he's giving us a light. It's about $100 and some bucks, he says. He shared a webcam that's like $40. Now you are less than $200 in, and for many of you, the production value, that means how you look on camera, the feel you have on camera has just been enhanced. And that lifetime benefit, that's probably a $50,000+ idea over the course of your career. And the quality of the videos and what people see, it just makes a huge difference. Milton, where does this passion come from to just give? You have a heart to give, man. You have a heart to serve. Yeah, you get paid, and you should get paid for what you do, but you also have this heart to give and heart to serve. Where does that come from?
So I think it comes from my father and my mother, man. I live with an abundant mentality, and I also believe you can't outgive God, right? And so because of that, what's for me is what's for me, and what's for you is what's for you. And so I'm not in competition with anybody. God has blessed me to have the business that I have right now, to have the lifestyle that I have right now. And at the end of the day, Shay, I can't work with everybody. That's one of the reasons why I created the group. So since I can't work with everybody, we'll either give the information away for free, or we'll bundle some things up into courses, because some of this stuff it's worth a lot of money, right?
Yeah.
I've spent almost 11 years learning everything I learned to get to this point. And so some things we'll give away, some things people have to make an investment for, but really it's because of an abundant mentality, and just living life knowing that, if you help enough people get what they want, you automatically get what you want. And so that's kind of where I am, man.
Man, I want to appreciate who has been a mentor along the way. For those folks that are watching right now, Jennifer Harris says Milton is awesome to work with. Milton, she was there, by the way, when we were we traveled so much in Houston, I think.
Yep.
And Jennifer is an amazing person. She has a great event coming up. Jennifer, thanks for all that you do, by the way. When I met Milton, it was in a setting, and I was a hobby, and I was actually taking photos for the very first time, and I had a camera, and he was willing and said, sure, if you want me to change the settings, that's cool, but what you have is doing fine right now. And just to do that, you don't understand if you're in this profession. I'm a hobbyist in the profession now, by the way. I'm just a hobbyist. But most folks don't want to talk to you. And I'm not saying this is just in the photography world, so I'm not giving the photography world a bad name. I'm not giving
what you're saying is true, though, Shay.
I'm not giving audio, but in the world, some people, and I'll say in the photography world, it's been my experience as a hobbyist, and when you're there, you don't ask them any questions about the camera. You don't ask them what type of camera they have. Some people even have tape over the stuff they're using. I remember we first got the TriCaster, the mini TriCaster, the person they may be watching right now. We asked, hey, what kind of device? That's pretty cool. Or we had this big old box back when it was like this big, and the guy had something like this small, and it was blue, but he had tape all on the side and around it. And he's like, well, I don't want to tell you that. I'm like, huh? No, I don't want you to know what it is. He had a tape over the name Mini TriCaster. I mean, you think about that now, it's like hilarious, but not a Milton. So I'm going to encourage everyone out there, if you not if you want to, but if you know that this is the time for your business to extend their visual branding, their visual marketing, I want to ask you to connect with him. He said he's got a group. He says open to the public, so you don't have to have a credit card to get in. No. You don't have to swipe to succeed. You can just show up and serve. You don't have to swipe to succeed. You just show up and serve. And you go to what's the group again?
It's called Fire Your Photographer.
It's
on Facebook.
Your Photographer.
Yep, just type in Fire Your Photographer. The group will come right up, and all of the admins will accept you guys into the group. And yeah, man, it's going to be crazy. We got a challenge that's coming up too, man. So I'm crazy excited about.
Oh wow,
that.
tell us a little about the challenge, my man. You can't just say you got a challenge coming and hanging. I mean, he does, bro. He does this. He's leaving right on a cliff. This is like back in the day, right?
So before we get off,
JR.
So before we get off here, there's two things I want to mention. One is that we do have a challenge coming up inside the Fire Your Photographer group. It'll be launching here in a couple of weeks, and essentially what it is actually teaching you guys how to use the camera to create, dope imagery. And we're going to start with the number one thing that people love to do, and that is selfies. Most people think that selfies, everyone takes their selfies the same way, like Kim Kardashian. They put the phone up in above their heads and they take a picture. When the reality of it is, there's 5 different ways to be able to capture selfies, which are self-portraits. And so I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do that. And I'm really crazy. I'm excited about that, watching to see how you guys' work, improve over the course of the challenge. It's a 5-day challenge. It's going to be quick, to the point, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, join the group. So the announcement only will be inside the group. So yeah, that's where it's going to be at. And I'm crazy excited about that. The second thing I did want to make mention before we get off here, I know we're in overtime, and that is some of you guys run businesses where you see yourself inside of big box stores, right? Some of you guys see yourselves in Sally's and Walmart and Target and some of the big box stores. And so with regards to creating your visual branding, visual branding is very similar to, how you show up and how you present yourself. People make a judgment call without you ever opening up your mouth. And so one of the clients that I currently work with right now, she has a beauty bar that's down in Greenville, North Carolina, and recently, as of yesterday, she's in Macy's. And so we started working with each other back in January, February timeframe of this year. And so she had an amazing product, but she didn't really understand what she had her hands on with regards to if she had images and video to be able to match the quality of the product that she have. Many of you have quality products and services, but there's a disconnect between the quality of your images and your video and the quality of the product that you have. And so what we do at the Milton Lawrence Creative Agency is that we bridge the gap for you. So I want to show you, for those of you who inspire or aspire to be inside, say, Walmart or Target or Macy's or Belk's or some of these big brand stores, I want to show you an example of content that, again, it does all three things. It disrupts, right? The visual disrupts someone. It captures someone's attention, right? It leads them to somewhere where they can get more information so that Nisha, at some point in time, and she's on the live right now, her name is Nisha Boston. Please give her a shout out. She's a black-owned business. She's a black-owned business owner, woman-owned, kicking butt, taking names. She's in Macy's right now. And if you're in the Atlanta market, please go out and support her. She's out at Lenox Mall in Atlanta, Georgia. The name of the brand is called Babs Beauty. And Shay, if you could cue up that last video, it's a quick little 23-second commercial that we created. And that video is going to be shared on social media if she so chooses to do like traditional commercials with it, but it'll also be running inside the actual store itself. And so she had a quality product. Macy's saw she submitted to have her brand put in there. They accepted it.
Video, that's file number 4, correct? Yep.
That is file number 4.
Okay. Coming up right now. You ready?
Yeah. You can go ahead and run it right now.
True beauty redefined. How do you define beauty? Confidence, curves, soul, strength, boldness. When it's time to choose true beauty, choose Babs Beauty.
Wow. And your team did that whole video?
Yeah, so we produced that entire video on a desert beard in Las Vegas a few months ago. And so this was long before there was ever any talks about going into Macy's, which really is an extremely important part when it comes to visual branding. And this is a great way to wrap up this interview. And that is don't get ready, be ready. Because you don't know. Let me tell you something. There's a campaign. Shay, if you can give me some leadway here. There is a campaign.
First of all, man, there is no rush. You don't have to talk fast, man. We're fine. We're hanging out. Nobody's going to fire us today. You're sharing information. You're making a difference in the lives of entrepreneurs who have a vision and have a dream, man. So I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you giving. I appreciate you answering questions. I appreciate you recognizing everyone is out there in the happy entrepreneur tribe right now. In fact, as everyone is listening right now, here's all I'd like you to do. We're not done, but I'd like for you to go ahead and acknowledge and say thank you to none other than Milton Lawrence Jr. We're not done by any stretch of the imagination, but I just want to pause for a moment, so we'll slow down for a second. Right. And yeah, we normally do it at the end, but I just want to, I'm feeling it. So you look right below the video and put thank you, Milton Lawrence. Put the fire, Milton Lawrence. Put you are amazing, Milton Lawrence. Say thank you, Milton Lawrence, for giving it. We appreciate you, Milton Lawrence. Let's give him a happy entrepreneur big hug, right? This is a happy entrepreneur tribe hug. It's a digital applause. A digital what? Applause. And some of y'all are wondering, how do I give a digital applause? How do I participate? Well, you look right below the video, right in the comment section, and you write your comment. I appreciate you. Thank you. Get the heart button. Hit the like button right now. Let's show love to the man who's giving up his time. He could be doing things with his family right now. He could be sleeping right now. You don't know how close he came and said, Shay, I'm coming in from Las Vegas. I don't know if I'm going to make it in time. In fact, to be safe, let's pause. But he said, no, I may be there. And we are here. And he literally dropped his bags off. So Malika says, thank you, Milton, by the way. Amber says, thank you, Milton Lawrence. Terry Sharp says, thank you, Milton Lawrence. Jennifer Harris says, thank you, Milton Lawrence. Justin Roloff says, thank you, Milton. Joy White says, thank you, Milton. You are fire, 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 fire. They got that pink background. Now everybody gonna have the pink background, and then he gonna come back and have water behind his background. I don't know how he gonna do that, but he gonna have some waterfall behind his background. Now, if you see a pink background tomorrow, that doesn't mean Milton is here. When I go to B&H and I order this doggone thing, don't be like, "Where's Milton at? Is Milton coming on the show today?" Okay. He's out there. Ardina Brooks, who's a health fanatic. Ardina, you've got to send me a private Facebook message, man. We got to get you on, talk about health. You're the only person I know, like myself. Very few people carry around a jug of water, by the way. She's on. Tammy Lawrence says, "Thank you so much, Milton." Tracy Randolph says, "Thank you, Milton Lawrence. Appreciate your love." Patsy, what's up, Patsy? It's been a while. Thanks for joining. Says, "Thank you. Needed this." Adi says, clapping. Look, Milton, we're going to give you an opportunity to have some comments. We're not going to go anywhere. We're going to pause. We're going to slow for a second. I just want to take a moment, and I just want to recognize one of the folks who are constantly sharing, because Elisa Reese, who's out there right now, by the way, she's another super amazing, incredible human being. You'll see her in the comments. She just put in the comments, "You are awesome, Milton Lawrence. I hear your heart and your generous sharing. God will continue to bless and you will prosper." Tashika Pendleton. What's up, Tashika? I didn't know she was on here. She said, "Thank you so much, Milton." All right. Ebony says, "Thank you, Milton. You provided excellent information." You met her as well when we were in Houston, by the way. Mm-hmm. She's incredible, does some incredible events. I think she's out of South Carolina, not North Carolina. Lee Wilson, who's on here right now, says, "Thank you so much for sharing." Kim Warren Martin, who's on here, who's moving from California to Little Rock, Arkansas, says, "Awesome, Milton." She's on here, by the way. You got her attention. You're an all-star. I want to recognize also Letitia Nicole, who's watching. Tammy Lawrence says, "Awesome branding video." And she talks about how to relax. And then we're going to come back to Milton, and we'll bring it down the home stretch. But I want to share this because for some of you, this is exactly what you need to do.
Hello to all of the happy entrepreneurs out there. It's your girl, Letitia Nicole, CEO, founder of Speak Life Enterprises, where we teach entrepreneurs like yourself how to use positive words to shape your reality. Today is my January the 1st, and I have a thought of the week for you. But first, before I start, I want to say thank you so much to Shay Brown, the founder and the visionary of this amazing group. Thank you so much for allowing me, Letitia Nicole, to speak life to you guys. Now today, I want to first start by saying maybe some of you have been feeling a little burnt out, maybe, stressed. Because I know owning your own business can be stressful, can be very stressful. Working can be stressful. It was a time that I had gotten very stressed out at my job when I was working full time and trying to run my business at the same time. You guys, I was having palpitations. I was getting headaches. I was getting paralysis on one side of my face when I knew something had to change. Well, I'm going to give you some steps today that I did myself in order to be stress-free at my job and now my full-time career. Now, number one, I used to breathe it out. Soon as I felt tension in my chest and in my back and my neck, I would take deep breaths. Number two, I will release all of that physical tension out of my body by changing positions, laying down, standing up, and stretching. Number three, I will write down all the things that I needed to do for the day, because if you know, like I know, when you get stressed out, you forget. So write your list, the things that you want to do for the rest of the day. Number four, I also used to make a list of the things that I was thankful for. I was thankful for my children, thankful for my family, thankful for the fact that I could leave that job at 5 o'clock. And now I'm thankful for the times that I don't have to get up and go to work somewhere else at 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. in the morning, right? And number five, I would visualize my happy place. So I hope that helps you the way it helped me. My name is Letitia Nicole, and I speak life so that we all may have life more abundantly. Blessings.
Blessings to Letitia Nicole talking about speak life. Sometimes you got to slow down. You got to relax. You got to have self-care. You've got to take care of yourself, but you also got to make sure you what? Capture the moment. You've got to make sure you freeze that moment in time, because once it's frozen, it's there forever. And Milton Lawrence Jr. has done just an amazing job this morning, this afternoon, this evening, whatever time it is for you, wherever you are in the world right now, sharing with you how you can use visual branding. And don't worry, this won't be the last time. Don't worry, I'm going to ask him to come back. Don't worry, I'm going to ask him, if he would be a producer and maybe share in the Happy Entrepreneur Tribe maybe next week, maybe an idea or a tip that he could maybe pre-record and just share something that you can do from a visual brand or creative perspective, and also share how people can continue to connect with him, because this is important. It's an ongoing journey. So from the bottom of my heart, Milton, I want to thank you. We're not done. I'm going to turn it back over to you, but I want to at least acknowledge you for the champion that you are, and for such the incredible giver that you are, for all that you do, for not only having a vision, but also being a resource to entrepreneurs. So thank you so much for what you're doing. We appreciate you here at the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Back over to you, my good friend.
So the last thing I want to wrap up with is, and that is, I've been really, sharing this a lot over the last 2 weeks or so, and that is that, we're winning on a really, really high level now, right? Our ancestors, people who've come before us, have really laid the groundwork for us to be able to grow. And so right now, I for all the entrepreneurs that are out there that think that the thing that you're doing is just for your community, is just for, just for your lifestyle, you have no idea that the thing that you're doing can impact the world. There are studios that are out there. There are production companies out there. There are big brands out there that are waking up to the fact that the nano influence, the micro influence, that a person who maybe have under 1,000 or 2,000 people a part of their community that's highly engaged, they're looking for you. They're looking for the thing that you're doing. And so I'm a testament to that, because I'm seeing it in my timeline with a lot of the people that I run with, a lot of the friends that I run with. And the reality of it is, there are people that are just winning on a big level. There's a young lady by the name out of Baltimore. She's originally from New York. She used to work for Under Armour. The brand is called Mess in a Bottle. I think it was Warner Brothers or one of the major studios out in Hollywood reached out to her to partner with them because they were doing a promo for one of their movies. Now she doesn't have a small brand. It's a sizable brand, but she's still up and coming, right? And so they're now looking for these brands who have real messages, real content, and real engagement, within their audience. So my point is, don't take light to what you're doing. And I would say one of the key things that really helped her to get to where she is right now, she's not one of my clients, I'm just giving her a shout out, is that her imagery, her visual branding is everything, right? And so in a lot of the pictures that she takes, I encourage you guys to follow her, Mess in a Bottle, hashtag Mess in a Bottle, on Instagram, Facebook, whatever the case may be. A lot of the images that she takes them with her cell phone. Some of them are done with DSLR and professional cameras, but for the most part, she tells stories. She captures the moments as they are with her cell phone. What she used what she has to get what she needs to get done, and because of that, she does it in a unique way. And because of that, she's now able to attract bigger brands to give her an even bigger platform to share her message. So don't take light to what you're doing. Continue to rock and roll. Don't give up, even when sometimes you may want to. Continue to rock and roll. You know what I mean? Make the investment and get the visual branding that you need. If you need help, get the help that you need. You're a part of one of the best communities on the internet right now, with the Happy Hour Network and this entrepreneurial community that we're all a part of right now on a daily basis. So you can get filled back up, because when you have those moments of doubt, you can continue to rock and roll from there. So there's somebody put this in the comments for me. There is a campaign out there with your name on it. There is a campaign out there with your name on it. And all you have to do is keep doing what you're doing, and they will come and find you. That's my wrap up, man.
That's my wrap up, man. I love what you're doing. I love the energy. Will you come back on the show, man? You don't have to do a double segment. I get that. But will you come back?
I have no problems with working with you to work on contributing in whatever way that I can to help the community to grow. It's an honor.
Man, you're a rock star, by the way. With that being said, you all just heard from none other than the one, the only, not a, but the Milton Lawrence Jr. He is a rock star when it comes to visual branding, when it comes to visual marketing, when it comes to getting your message to your target audience and reaching the people that you have a vision to serve. Suggest every single one of you connect with them. For those folks who are listening right now that haven't, we want to invite you over to the Happy Entrepreneur Tribe. You can go to www.happyentrepreneurs.tribe.com. Again, www.happyentrepreneurs.tribe.com. That's where we collaborate. That's where the magic takes place. That's where the notes will take place. For those that haven't texted in, texting the word revenue, texting the word revenue. Once again, texting the word revenue to 202-999-3515. Get the note and get the business toolbox. That's our gift to you. With that being said, I want you to know that we believe in you and that the best is yet to come. You know, one of the things that my father, Marshall Brown, said is he said, you know, he had something called D plus D equals D. That was just one of his formulas, right? And he used to always say all the time to myself, and then one time me and Trevor were together, and he said, you know, if it's hard, do it first. If it's hard, do it first. So he says, you know, first thing you should do is always do the hard things. And the question was, why always do the hard things? One of the things my dad used to say is because doing the hard things develop discipline. Doing the hard things develops discipline. And you think about what we need at the end of the day as entrepreneurs. You think about we need decisions plus discipline equals what? Domination. But in many cases, we have decisions minus discipline equals disaster. Decisions minus discipline equals what? Disaster. We're not looking for disaster. We're looking for folks to take action. So go ahead and jot this down your notes, and then we're done. Jot down D plus D equals D. Decisions, you make a decision right now to what? Improve your visual branding. Connect with none other than Milton Lawrence. Make a decision right now to reach your target audience. Make a decision that this is your January 1st. You're going to do things differently. A decision which you can make plus discipline. Discipline is doing the things you know you should do when you don't feel like doing them. Discipline is having the consistency that you need. You've heard before that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Yet, having said that, what do most people struggle with?
Consistency.
They struggle with consistency. I want you to jot this down right below the notes. I am consistent. Just put that down note. I am consistent. I am consistent. Why? Because D plus D equals D. Decisions plus discipline equals dominion. You're going to have dominion over your relationships, dominion over your finances, dominion over your health, dominion over your businesses. D plus D equals D. Decisions plus discipline equals dominion. You will dominate. This is your year. Write down in the comments. We're closing out, but put in the comments. Put a heart if you believe in it. Hit a like if you believe in it. But put, I am consistent. And even if there's a little voice saying, no, you're not. You always say that. No, you're not. No, you're not. I want you to tell yourself this. That Shay Brown holds the belief for you. Because sometimes you need someone to believe in you before you believe in yourself. My mentor believed in me before I believed in my mom believed in me before I believed in me. So you write down, I am consistent. C.F. Jackson, I believe you. I am consistent. Terry Sharp, I believe you. I am consistent. Malika Courtney, I believe you. I am consistent. Joy White, I believe you. All these note takers are incredible. This is the first time y'all done this to me. Ebony Young says, I am consistent. With that being said, I want you to know that the best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. My name, for those folks that are joining for the very first time, what's up, Karen Cherry? I am consistent. I got to connect you with her, by the way, Martin Lawrence. She runs Success Women's Conference. It's the largest conference in Mississippi. It's coming up in September. Amazing, incredible. They get over 1,500 women there. It's super incredible. We'll be back again this year. She's just a super incredible person. You guys definitely need to connect. She has a heart of gold as well. And you need to connect with everybody, by the way. I shouldn't put out one person. You need to connect with everybody. J.S. Singh says, I am consistent. Tashika Pendleton says, I am consistent. Look, I got to go. I am consistent. With that being said, by the way, my name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, I promise you, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. I'll see you over at happyentrepreneurs.tribe.com. Head over there right now. Talk to you later. God bless, and I wish you success.
Please go ahead and give a big standing ovation for the one and the only Shay Brown.
Every morning in Africa, a gazelle wakes up and it knows it must outrun the fastest.
Please Go ahead and give a big standing ovation for the one and the only Shay Brown.
And I'm here right now in this moment with none other than the one and only Dr. Willie Jolly. What's up, my friend?
It's a privilege and a pleasure and a treat and a treasure to be in your presence.
All right, Delator, we're going to get started. You ready, Delator?
I'm ready, friend.
You ready, Dr. Kinnett?
Ready,
You
ready.
got, no, none other than Andy Henriquez. And we have someone like a Dr. Sonia who's a bad sister. All right, now, go ahead with your bad self. None other than the Kim Warren Martin.
That's the promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Yeah.
Thank you. God bless.